bust that. So I am coming over here and I'm repeating exactly what I did on the under bust. What I did was to take my from the center front, mark my under bust, divide by 4, and what I have left on this dart. Note that this dart is 1.5 if you want to achieve this method effectively. So from here going to the center front 0.5 and the rest on this part. I'll place my pattern ruler. As you can see how I'm placing it, I'm not placing my pattern ruler, I'm standing it, as you can see. So this is it, and I return it back from this point to this, and I return it back to this, as you can see. So all of this is gone. Now for the upper part, I wish to create the princess dart, although there's a method I usually use to sew these parts. Okay, if I don't want to make any dart at all, okay, I have a method I use to sew this without splitting anything, creating any, and I still have my bustier cup to that point. So if you want to know more about that method, you can join us in one of our Telegram classes. We have that method in that class. So, but for the purpose of this class, I'll just make a princess dart. But I just feel like making a princess dart here should not, you know, fit what we are doing here. So making a princess dart, I take everything I have here, and I have 10.5, and this is the midpoint. I'll just come down by 1 inch. I'll place my pattern ruler on it this way. I'll connect my princess dart, come out by 0.75, and reconnect my princess dart armhole. So this particular dress on the thumbnail, if you are making it actually exactly the way it is, I will encourage you to have your lace placement done so nobody sees what the seam lines. Okay, because if you look at the thumbnail, you see there is a bustier, but there is no seam line. So I always advise to join our classes on Telegram. We have a whole lot of tips and tricks, the lace placements, different kinds of lace placement on the dress form, on the table. So you learn different methods. So you can see what I'm cutting for this dress, and that is exactly what we have on the thumbnail. So if that is what you actually want to make, so I'll just come to the bust dart area and I'll just cut. So what I have here now, before I go into splitting the darts, I want to make use of it the way it is. As you can see, I want to make use of it the way it is to draft my back bodice. So this is my back bodice pattern, and you can see the back bodice pattern is still asymmetric. So this is how the front bodice is. When you are making the back, simply turn it this way. I think I've talked about it before. So I'm turning it this way because we are sewing shoulder to shoulder the way it is for the back. So I turn it this way and I make sure I align it. Definitely, you know, the armhole here we took 0.5 and here we took 0.75. So you will not expect this line to match up with this line. So, but it has to match up here, and here you take the neckline for the back. So I just mark the neckline and I'll come over here, okay, to mark my, of course, this is where I have. So this is all I need to make my back. So this is the center back, and that is where we have the center back contour line. So I always advise contour your back because the human back is not straight. So from here I go in by 0.75, and from here I go in by 0.75. So I'm contouring this now, this way, that way. So everything here I'll be cutting them out. So once you have contoured this, note that your measurements will now start from here. Your measurement will now start from here, and I will take my actual waist measurement. I love to cancel my darts when I'm making dresses like this, especially with lace fabric. I don't like holding my darts. I go plain. So since I go plain, from here I'll take my actual waist, divide by 4. I have 9. I take my actual bust, divide by 4. I have 10. So I'll come in with my red marker now, so you see it clearly. From here I go in here, so I don't need this. You can see that. I repeat the same thing here. From here I measure my 9 inches, and from the contour line I measure my actual bust, divide by 4, and I place my pattern ruler this way. I'm going dartless. That means no darts, and you still have your perfect fit. So next is our neckline. The neckline is going to be what is going to connect this dress together. So I'm making use of my center front line. So the neckline is your choice. I will just make a neckline that will suit this dress, this particular dress, though we are not seeing the back. So from the center back, I'll come up by 1.5 inches, and I'll connect that 1.5 inches this way using the inner part of my cuff, as you can see. Can you see that? Then I'll flip my cuff this way using the inner part of my cuff as well. I'll just finish up the neckline. Okay, so you can see I make it match from here, and I direct it here, and I finish up. So that is if that is what you want for this particular dress, but you can create so many designs for your back. But the most important thing is that your back neckline still will be at the same width. It will still be at the same width. So I'll just go into the armhole there. I'll just go this way. I'll just go this way. I'll go into the shoulder seam line. I'll go this way. I'll go that way. Now this part I'm going to take it off because we are going to separate our back bodies. Okay, so I just want to show you what we have. So if this is the back body, you know it will be laying this way. Okay, that is how after sewing it will be laying this way. So this one will come over this way. So you see what I'm talking about. This one is held this way, while this one will be sewn this way. After closing the bust, that you actually see it equal, and you sew it this way. Okay, so that is how to go about it. All right, so this part also you can decide to connect. I'm just looking at it, and it's supposed to match up here. I'm sorry about this little error. So when you are connecting it, please connect it to the armhole completely, so you don't have any. That is how it's supposed to be. So by the time this part goes in here, after closing the bust, that you just sew and have your armhole. So I will just set the back aside now, and we want to cut what we have on the and close up our bust that. So I'll just get here, I'll stop, I'll come here, I'll stop. So I can now close up my bust that. So here my bust that is closed, and here I cut my princess dart. Of course, you know how to go about your princess dart. So here I go into the over bust, and here I go and cut off the over bust. So I take this away. Then I can now close my bust dart. So once I've closed my bust dart, as you can see, I'll just go in this way, as you can see. So I will now separate my illusion. So make sure you mark them out. You'll be using your illusion mesh to sew this part. So that is what we have on this, and I believe you appreciated this class. So this is how we come to the end of this tutorial, and if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming.